Hello everyone, Donna Spencer, Lucre Journeys, here with another port review. Thought we would talk about the amazing port of Ocho Rios, Jamaica. Now, to say that Ocho Rios is built up is an understatement. This is a port where there is something for everyone, and there's a different something every time you visit. The standard currency in Jamaica is both the US dollar and the Jamaican currency. But as of March 2022, the Jamaican currency exchange rate between the two was $155.04 to every $1 of the US. So you can probably guess which one they would prefer to make their transactions in. They also accept almost all major credit cards in any of the shops, stores, and gas stations. Bartering is allowed, or does happen, in a number of the small stall shops or straw shops, especially in the bus excursion area at Ocho Rios. However, you need to be very mindful. They utilize body language, aggressive body language, very, very fluently. I sat and watched for a little while. They know exactly how to maneuver you to get into their stalls or shops without touching you. They're very proficient with it. They come up and say you're walking down the sidewalk, because you walk down the sidewalk and the stalls are on your right. They'll come at you from the left. And of course, once they get into your bubble, your first instinct is to step back. And if you're not consciously or cognitively aware of it, if we're going to use the big words, let's at least say them right, cognitively aware of it, then you don't realize it, but they end up maneuvering you right into their stall, where then they can then talk to you about some of their stuff. I noticed also that almost every stall had almost the exact same stuff. Surprise! So there's that too. But anyway, so when I started walking down to see if they had anything specific, because of course we look for the wind chimes, we look for the magnets, those are our things. And I started walking down this length of stalls, and the people started to try to kind of get me into their areas. I just started walking on the farthest point of the sidewalk, and I kept walking. I did not stop. Even if I made eye contact and they started talking to me, I would simply say no thank you and keep walking, because they're not allowed to touch you. So if you're still walking forward, then they have to back up and give you the space to pass. It also helped that I was on the far side of the sidewalk, which put me in danger of getting hit by a bus, but I was able then to avoid getting maneuvered into any of their stalls unless I truly wanted to take a quick peek. Jamaica is about 146 miles long, and at its widest point, it's about 51 miles across. Jamaica's landscape is mostly mountainous, with a limestone plateau that houses many different caves and nooks and crannies. It covers about 2/3 of the entire island. Narrow coastal plain, sandy beaches and bays, and dense green rainforests. The highest point is Blue Mountain Peak, with Blue Mountain National Park, not forest, but Blue Mountain National Park to the east of the island. Jamaica is the third largest English-speaking island in the Caribbean. It has numerous freshwater rivers and things that descend from the mountains, but a number of them are unnavigable for long periods of time because they tend to disappear into sinkholes, and due to the rapid descent from the mountains that these little rivers and streams go through. Jamaica's climate is labeled a tropical marina, with the east-running trade winds, the land-sea winds, and the mountainous terrain. The climate is continually being monitored by these three elements. Jamaica's national tree is the blue maho. I hope I said that right. It is indigenous to the area. It grows rapidly and can reach levels of 66 feet or higher in a short amount of time. In wetter climates, it will grow at elevations of over 4,000 feet, and it's often used, because of its sturdiness and its rapid growth, it's often used in reforestation projects. The most interesting thing about this tree, though, is its strange and attractive trunk. The wood, actually, when it's cut into, has a blue tint to it, hence the name Blue Maho. Unfortunately, Jamaica is one of those ports where you can get your passport stamped, but only if you stay overnight for at least one night. There is a pharmacy close by. In fact, it's a very large one called Fontaine Pharmacy, and it is on Milford Road, just south of the pier. There is an ATM right inside the pier port area, as well as a number of banks and gas stations that have ATMs on Milford Street. Again, fees apply. I don't know what they are. It depends on your bank. It is also important to note that while decriminalized, recreational cannabis is still illegal in Jamaica. Now that part of Jamaica needs its own video. Ocho Rios Main Street, which, just as it suggests, is where tourists and cruisers can find all manner of main attractions and interests. Most are within walking distance, about a half a mile, on pretty smooth sidewalked or paved areas, and some of them do request a small admission fee. In regards to children's areas, there is Ocho Rio Bay Beach, which is within walking distance of the cruise ship, and that's obviously a good place for the kids to play and run in the surf in the sand. But there is also, if you're looking for something a little more subtle, but still kind of nice, there is the Turtle River Park, which is an immaculately kept garden or botanical garden type situation, where you have this beautiful surrounding, probably plenty of great photography opportunities in there. And the children can still move around and be outside, but in a little bit more secluded, confined space. Our restrooms right inside the main pier port area that are relatively nice. And since Ocho Rios is such a built-up area, there are plenty of restroom opportunities in some of the chain stores, gas stations, and shopping centers. However, I will warn you, the further you get from the main Ocho Rio area or the more built-up areas, the less inviting the bathrooms are. The more, yeah, we'll just leave it at that. The less inviting the bathrooms get. However, I really do enjoy the beautiful houses that were to be seen along the way, the lush, the lush greenery, which I did a lot of time watching because we were on a little bus, and the driving conditions in the mountains of Ocho Rio are not for the faint of heart, especially since they have this thing where anytime they come up to a curve where they can't see the other side, they'll honk their horn, because you're supposed to drive on the left side of the road there. They'll honk their horn, but the horns are so high-pitched and tiny, I'm not sure how anybody else could hear them. And so we kept hearing these horns going off, and I'm like, by the time they hear the horn and let's just say our bus driver and our guide were professionals at it. They obviously did a great job, and we really enjoyed all the bits of history and stuff, and the talking and the information they were giving us as we drove around. So Ocho Rio is definitely a good active place with something for everybody, and you could probably spend a couple days there and still not see everything that you want to see. All right, where were we? We were talking about access to swimming and beach, which, you gotta walk. It's about a half a mile walk to any of these things. It's really built up though. It's gorgeous. I would have liked to have been able to. We decided to do the excursion, so I didn't get to really look around the port, but yeah, maybe next time. It's a reason to go back. Hello everyone, Donna Spencer, Lucre Journey here. Coming at you with a bit more information. Oh, why do I do that? I don't want to come at anybody. Oh. Nice open area, public beach that, well, maybe I shouldn't say public beach. I don't know. I need to start over. We're starting over. Let's see how far we can get with this, shall we? Shall we see how far we can get before all heck breaks loose? See if I can get it done in a half hour. Get and hemp.